What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series has the National Super Speedway, a 1.33-mile racetrack that can provide some fantastic racing from time to time, but also can be a finesse racetrack as well. It can be very difficult to pass. It can have sometimes multiple grids available for good racing, but it also, like I said, can be very, very difficult to pass at this racetrack. The last time I ran a National Super Speedway, we saw a lot of overtimes at the end of the race, and Joe Logano picked up his first Cup win in 2024, which led to him winning the championship. He'll be back this time around trying to pick up a second win of 2025 this weekend at National Super Speedway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before I go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend isn't looking the most promising at the moment. It's going to be 78 degrees high with 58 degrees as a low with a 40% chance of rain with rain scattered throughout the day. I do think that the rain will go down as the day progresses and goes on. It's been improving a little bit, but I do think weather is going to be a big factor for this weekend in Nashville. I think there's going to be some struggles on that a little bit, and I think weather could be a factor. We could be seeing it to go to halfway. We could also see the race delayed to Monday as well. So now, we're going to go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend, who I think won't have the pace and speed to contend. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need to run and think of a good run this weekend or are really good at this type of track. And I do my winners pick, the driver thinks going to win the race overall. And I do the drivers you watch out for, and usually for the Cup Series, I got 5 drivers you watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400? My first suck pick for this weekend at National Super Speedway is the driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace started this year off on a really, really strong note. He had a couple top 10s early in the season and scored a lot of stage points early in the year and led a lot of laps early in the season. However, the last couple weeks for Bubba Wallace, it has not gone so well. He unfortunately got caught up in an incident at Texas Motor Speedway, if I remember correctly. He got caught up in an incident at the Coke 600, just didn't have the pace and speed. And it feels like the last couple weeks, his 23 team has been slipping a little bit. And Bubba's been a little bit hit or miss at Nashville in the past. So I don't think it's going to be a major factor this weekend, unfortunately. I think he sadly isn't going to be a contender, and I think he will unfortunately end up struggling this weekend at National Super Speedway. My second suck pick for this weekend at National Super Speedway is the driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs. After a couple really strong runs, basically going into Bristol Motor Speedway in Darlington, this 54 team once again has begun to slip, and they just don't have the pace and speed right now very consistently. Ty Gibbs struggled at Charlotte. He struggled at the All-Star race, failed to make the event. He struggled at the prior track at Kansas Speedway. It just seems like this 54 team does not have the speed to contend on a week-by-week basis right now, and they're definitely the weakest Joe Gibbs Racing team at this particular moment. He's still also looking for his first career NASCAR Cup Series win in his 101 start. I don't think it'll be a factor. I think, unfortunately, will not have the pace and speed and won't contend this weekend at National Super Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at National Super Speedway is the driver of the 67 car for 2311 Racing, Cory Heim. The last time Cory Heim competed in the NASCAR Cup Series, he did a very, very good job. He was the highest finishing 2311 Racing driver in the field, where he finished inside the top 15. And Cory Heim, if I remember correctly, last year, before getting caught up in some incidents, he had top 10 speed. And I think he's got a good chance to win the truck race as well, but I think he's going to be very fast. I think 2311's had some good speed at this track in the past. Tyler Reddick probably should have won this race last year, the one that Joe Logano picked up the win at. I think Cory Heim will have a very strong car. I think he'll have a great chance and opportunity to potentially get a top 10 finish this weekend at National Super Speedway. My second underdog pick for this weekend at National Super Speedway is the driver to 77 car for Spire Motorsports, Carson Osar. Carson Osar is sitting around 18th or 19th in the regular season standings, and while the finishes have not shown it for Carson Osar recently, the speed has been there for the number 77 team. Carson, if I'm not mistaken, does have a win at Nashville in the Craftsman Truck Series, and that 77 team, if they could just not have something go wrong, I think he's got a good chance at winning. I think he's got a really good shot to be underdog to go pick up the win. He had a race-winning car in the Coke 600. I really like the speed that I saw from him. I think he's going to be fast. I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity. I think he'll have some pretty strong pace and some really good speed, definitely for sure, this weekend at National Super Speedway. And now we're going to head on to the winner's pick for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400. Who am I picking to win? The driver who I'm picking to win, I have picked many times on the channel so far in 2025. But every time this guy has a crash, the next week he goes and dominates the event. I am picking the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson, to pick up his 4th win of 2025 and his 33rd career NASCAR Cup Series victory. Like I mentioned, Kyle Larson has a little bit of history. Going back to Darlington, he crashed there, had a bad day. The next race at Bristol, guess what he does? Dominates the event. Going back to the rare races and other issues in other races, like the Coke 600, for example. Larson, of course, had some issues a prior week before Kansas. Guess what he does? He goes out and dominates the Kansas race after losing it at Texas. I think Larson comes in this weekend and picks up the victory. He's previously won a national, yes. He hasn't been as strong in the next-gen era at this track, but it's Kyle Larson. Larson's the guy that always is the guy to beat every week. I think he'll be the guy that does go to victory lane for sure this weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. I'm going to go for Larson to get his 4th win of the year. And now we're going to jump on to the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Nashville. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for this weekend at Nashville is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron has been very fast in recent weeks and has taken back over the regular season points lead after dominating the event and nearly winning the Coke 600. And William Byron's been pretty good at Nashville in the past. He showed some speed in 21, was really good in 22, had good speed last year, and was pretty quick in 2023 as well. I think Byron's going to have a fast car. I think he will be a big contender for a really strong run. I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity for a great finish and be a contender for the victory at Nashville Super Speedway. The second driver you should watch out for this weekend at Nashville is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, in my opinion, has had a lot of speed so far this year, especially he's been at times around the 6th to 10th range, but Chase Elliott's got a lot of good history at this track. I think he ran really well in this race last year, if I'm not mistaken, and of course in 2022, he won at this track. We know Hendrick Motorsports is really good. I think Chase is going to have a very fast car. I think he's going to have a good chance and opportunity for a great run this weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. The third driver you should watch out for this weekend at Nashville is a driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is a former winner at this racetrack of Nashville Super Speedway back in 2023, and Ross has been very fast recently, and he just picked up the win in the Coke 600. I would not be surprised or shocked if he goes back-to-back because this is a good track for Trackhouse. I think all the cars are going to be fast at the team. I think SVG's had some speed recently, got the Red Bull colors this weekend, and I think Suarez and Chastain could be major contenders. We'll see what it can do, but I think Chastain will have a fast car for sure this weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Nashville is a driver of the 12 car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Now, Team Penske this past week in the Coke 600, they really struggled, but Ryan Blaney was starting to figure it out before he got caught up in a crash. I think Blaney's going to be a factor. Blaney's had a lot of really good long run speed, and generally when it comes to the long run, he's the best car on that. So I think Ryan Blaney's going to have a fast car. I think he's going to have a pretty good chance and opportunity to get a really strong and really great finish, and I think he'll be a contender for the victory for the first time this year at Nashville. And the fifth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend in Nashville is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has been very consistent in 2025 and is coming off of getting a top 10 finish at the most recent race at the Coke 600. And last year in this event, Christopher Bell had one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. I think the 20 team is going to bring the pace and speed. I think they're going to have a really fast car. I think Joe Gibbs has a good chance, and I think that Christopher Bell will have a great chance and opportunity to pick up the win. He's already won 3 races so far this year. Don't be surprised if Christopher Bell gets win number 4 of 2025 this weekend at Nashville. So, those are my race picks for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400 and Nashville Super Speedway. Just a reminder, my set picks are Bubba Wallace, Cy Gibbs. My underdog picks are Cory Heim, Carson Osar. My winner's pick is Kyle Larson. And the ones to watch out for, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, and Christopher Bell. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville Super Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below for that, and comment your picks below for this weekend in Nashville. Who are your suck picks? Let me know your suck picks, your underdog picks, and your winners pick, and let me know drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Nashville. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later this afternoon, you're going to see the Xfinity Series race picks for National Super Speedway for the Tennessee Lottery 250. I think that's what the race is going to be called this time around. If any major news breaks, we'll discuss it live on the channel today. Then on Friday, we'll have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. And I also should have the Penske video dropping later in the afternoon, or that might be the first video released on Friday. We'll have to wait and see. And depending on the weather for the truck race, we should have the truck review. Then Saturday, we're going to have reactions to Cup Series qualifying for the Cracker Barrel 400 and the Xfinity review. And then, of course, on Sunday, depending on the weather, we should have the review for the Cracker Barrel 400 and the starting lineup video for the Cracker Barrel 400. And if Shane Van Gisbergen has a good run, we should have a video coming out on that. We got a lot of content coming out of certain drivers like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carlos Kirbush, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Connor Zillich, Junior Motorsports, Carson Quavel, Cleese McFarland, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Sammy Smith, Dodge, Honda, all the good stuff. Daniel Suarez as well. We'll talk about all this good stuff on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.